Alright everyone, welcome back. Archer puts more strength into his arms. He stares back at Saber.
それはこちらのセリフだ、セイバー。君こそいつまで間違った望みを抱いている。
A brief moment of sadness flickers in Archer's eyes as he asks Saber. Excuse me.
Archer.
Saber's grip on her sword weakens. Archer seizes the opportunity to free himself and uses the opening to kick Saber off. Saber was sent backward from that kick, but she lands with grace. The situation doesn't change from a minute ago. A stalemate between Saber, who is protecting me, and Archer, who has his back turned to the caged Tosaka. The distance between the two is extended to about 5 meters.
分かりきっていたことだが、やはり剣技では及ばぬか。
The swords in his hands disappear, and he faces Saber empty-handed.
Archer, 剣を捨てたということは、戦いを収める気に。
まさか。君こそ思い違いはよせ。俺はアーチャーだぞ。もとより、剣で戦うものではない。
After saying that,
I'm the bone of my soul.
In a whisper, Archer starts with an incantation.
やめろ、アーチャー。私は、あなたとは。
セイバー。いつか、お前を解き放つ者が現れる。それは今回ではないようだが、おそらくは次も、お前と関わるのは、私なのだろうよ。
Well, technically, that happened already.
Unknown to death, unknown to life.
The incantation echoes in the church. Nothing changes in the surrounding. An incantation that long will most certainly affect the environment. Magecraft is something that works by exerting influence on the world itself. However, his incantation doesn't do it, but...
だが、それはあくまで次の話。今の俺の目的は、エミやシロを殺すことだけだ。それを阻むのならば、この世界は、お前が相手でも容赦はせん。
He raises his left arm. Does that mean he's completing his incantation?
Unlimited blade works.
With a clear phrase, he starts to exert his influence on the world. Flames erupting. The flames trace across the floor as if drawing a line. Does that mean that the flames are creating a boundary around the church? The bright luminescence generated by the flame envelops the church. In an instant, the church is replaced by a strange landscape. My headache is overpowering my thoughts. I can understand. I can understand this magecraft, this bizarre scenery. It shouldn't be possible for me to understand, but I was able to decipher what is happening in front of my eyes naturally. And that fact is hurting my head more than anything. To sum it up in one word, this is a forge. Burning flames and rotating gears in the sky. Swords with no wielders are scattered across the wasteland. Every blade across the landscape is a famed sword. Even the Kancho and Bakuya he uses were weaved from this sword, from this world. A seemingly infinite projection of weapons. The countless weapons make this place look like a junkyard. And standing in the middle of this wasted kingdom is the Red Knight.
これ、
This is obvious confusion in Saber's voice. Standing in the cold phantom flame, she looks at the Red Knight bewildered.
固有結界。心象世界を具現化して、現実を侵食する大禁獣。つまり、あんたは剣士でもなければ、旧兵でもなくて。
そう。生前。英霊となる前は、魔術師だったということだ。
Tosaka speaks calmly. Does that mean she already knew? Maybe she has already discerned Archer's identity.
ではアーチャー、あなたの宝具は？
そんなものはない。私は政権も魔剣も持ってなどいなかったからな。俺が持ち得るのはこの世界だけだ。宝具が英霊のシンボルだというのなら、この魔術こそが俺の宝具。武器であるのならばオリジナルを見るだけで複製し貯蔵する。それが俺の英霊としての能力だ。
Saber can't believe what she's heard. She looks around, bewildered, seeing only swords in the wasteland, swords that feel no different than unmarked gravestones. This place filled with wasteland and iron, covered by a lonely gray sky.
これがあなたの世界だというのか、アーチャー。
そうだ。試してみても構わんぞ、セイバー。お前の政権、確実に複製してみせよう。
私の政権、その正体を知って言うのか、アーチャー。
もちろん、あれほどのものになると完全な複製はできぬが、真に迫ることはできる。となればどうなる？政権同士が衝突した時、周りの人間は生きていられるかな。
アーチャー、あなたは。
そういうことだ。間違っても政権を使うな、セイバー。使えば俺も抵抗せざるを得ない。その場合、消えるのは我々ではなく周りの人間だ。お前のことだ。自身を犠牲にしてもそこの小僧を守るだろう。俺とて政権など投影しては自滅する。となれば生き残るのは一人だけ。それではあまりにも意味がない。
Archer raises his left arm. At the signal, swords start to levitate behind him.
抵抗はするな。運が良ければ即死することもない。ことが済んだ後、お前のマスターに癒してもらえ。
Archer's finger points at Saber. Countless swords turn and point at Saber. Every single one of those swords is capable of delivering a killing blow.
かわすのもいいが、その場合、背後の男は諦めろ。
He gives his command to the swords. The infinite amount of swords start their assault. Saber can't afford to move a single inch from her spot, knowing a single mishap could be fatal. Saber grips the sword in her hand and strikes down each and every sword that rains down.
トレス。
Uh-oh. He's fighting back. My headache is taking away my ability to think. My magic circuits will only last for one more try. My devastated insights are scorched beyond recognition and on the verge of melting. But all that stopped mattering from the moment I saw his world. Next thing I know, I'm focusing my strength and running up next to Saber, fixing my eyes on those annoying swords.
シロ、ダメだ、早く。
Who cares? If my eyes can't keep up with the flurry of swords, then what I need to do is now let my senses take over and analyze them. Even if my head can't process any faster, I'm still pushing it beyond its limit. The next wave of swords is coming. It feels as if the hammer of a gun is knocked down on the back of my head.
ふざけ。
I reach out my left arm. I don't have a shred of doubt. I copied so many up until now. If the logic and the method behind what I did was correct,
てんじゃねえ、てめえ。
then there's no way I can't copy the flurry of swords before me. Fragments shatter around us. When I open my eyes, his reality marble or whatever it's called was gone. What remained are the scattered fragments of swords and... a hellish feeling of nausea that makes me gag as if I'm about to throw up my own organs. He stares at me with animosity.
あーちゃん、あんた
Archer grabbed Tosaka out of her cage of swords and restrained her. Tosaka violently moves her body, trying to get away from Archer's grasp. I don't know what he's done, but Archer puts his hand on the back of Tosaka's neck, and her consciousness is gone. After that, he decides to leave the church. He holds Tosaka in his arms as he leaps up the stairs that lead to the ground above.
どこに行く気です、あーちゃん。
これ以上邪魔の入らないところだ。俺は今ので魔力切れだしな。お前に守られた小僧を仕留めるだけの力はない。
リンを連れて行くのは人質ですか？
いや、交換条件だ。これが俺の手元にある限り、そこの小僧は俺を追わざるを得まい。加えて、リンはお前のマスターになった。いかにお前が小僧を守ろうと、マスターの命には変えられない。
I'm trying to fight this nausea. Trying hard to hold on so I don't pass out. I respond to his nonsense.
後悔
And then, exhausted, I tell him without even looking at him.
何？
だから郊外の森だ。そこに使われていない城がある。あそこなら誰にも迷惑はかからない。
シロ、
俺に文句があるんだろう。いいぜ、聞いてやる。言いたいことがあるのはこっちだって同じなんだ。
I'm fading in and out of my consciousness. Despite the nauseating sickness, I told him as much.
郊外の森。そうか。アインツベルンの城があったな。確かに、あの城ならば邪魔は入るまい。いい覚悟じゃないか、エミヤシロ。
うるさい。そんなことより。
I don't want to hear his flattery. If I have to listen to any more of it, my innards might burst out of my body from the unbearable pain.
それまで遠坂に手を出してみろ。その時はセイバーの手を借りてでもお前を殺してやる。
A sharp pain attacks me. I warn him in rage and claw at my head to fight my headache.
よかろう。場所を指定した見返りだ。一日は安全を保証してやる。だが急げよ。マスターがいない今、俺とて時間がない。この身は2日と持たぬだろう。その前にお前を殺せないとあらば、腹いせに人質を手にかけかねんからな。
His annoying laughter lingers in my ear as he leaves. I fell down on my knee before I can see him leave.
シロ、無茶をして、いくらあなたでもアーチャーと同じ投影をするのは早すぎます。
She holds me as I fall down.
ごめんな、セイバー。遠坂取られちまった。
I try to stand up while holding my head.
シロ、それはいいのです。リンは無事だ。アーチャーもリンには手を出さないでしょう。それより今はあなたの方が危ない。リンのことは私に任せて、シロは家で休息を取るべきです。
いや、そんな暇は。
I feel like passing out as I try to finish that sentence. Damn it. I can't believe this. It seems I don't even have the strength left to form words.
話は後で聞きます。今はあなたを家に連れて帰る。いいですね、シロ。
I don't have time to say anything back. Saber lends me her shoulder as we're walking toward the stairs. The sky is still gray. We leave the now deserted church.
お、ことは済んだみたいだな、坊主。
There. In the clearing in front of us is the familiar spearman. Saber glares at him while supporting me. She's so tense that she would slash him without hesitation if he took another step.
いや違うんだセイバー。あいつは俺たちの手助けをしてくれた。
ランサーがシローに協力したというのですか？
あ、そうだ。できれば今は戦わないでくれ。
Saber stares at Lancer in astonishment. It seems like he's fully enjoying Saber's reaction.
それは分かりましたが、なぜですランサー？あなたがシローたちに協力するなど何か企みがあるのですか？
あ？なんだ？バカだろお前。んなもんあるに決まってんじゃねえか。裏で企んでなきゃよその手助けなんかするか。
I knew he was that kind of guy, but he's thorough as he's making fun of Saber as well.
何がおかしいのですシロー？
え、今笑ってたか俺？
ええ、笑っていました。どうやら私の思い違いだったようですね。笑みがこぼれるほど元気があるのならこの肩を貸すまでもなかったようですが。
It's bad, but that made me a bit relieved. Saber is the same as before. Our connection is gone, but she's here just like before. Then what's there to regret?
悪い、気が緩んだみたいだ。今はそんな場合じゃなかったな。
はい。リンを取り戻すにしても今は休まなければ。ランサー、何が目的かは知らぬがもはや用は済んだのだろう。ならばされ。私も今はあなたとは戦わない。
She declares in a dignified manner and goes down to the clearing.
あ？おい。万事守備よく言ったってわけじゃなさそうだな。何が起きたんだ、オズ？
遠坂がアーチャーに連れて行かれた。これから取り戻しに行くだけだ。
I bear my dizziness in answer, looking to Lancer's eyes.
何？おい待て。それはどういうことだ？
I'm sorry, but I don't have any energy left. I can't give such a long explanation, so I should go home and...
アーチャーの目的はシローを殺すことです。そのために私のマスターとなったリンをさらい、交換条件としてシローに一騎打ちを命じました。一日中にアーチャーの元に行かなければリンの安全は保証しないそうです。
Well, it was helpful of you to explain on my behalf, but there's no point in telling Lancer that, Saber.
やろう。やりやがったな。
Then he takes off his friendly face and grits his teeth.
ランサー、
つまりあれか。あの野郎、一度ならず二度までお嬢ちゃんを裏切ったってわけか。
ええ、そういうことになりますが、それがどうしたと？
This is why I like Lancer. He has so much respect for Tosaka, and he has loyalty too. It sucks that his class tends to get betrayed a lot.
どうしたじゃねえ。くそ、気が変わった。手助けするのはこれっきりだったがな。もう少し付き合わせろ。このままじゃ寝覚めが悪い。
Hell yeah, I accept that. Lancer spits out and starts walking. Saber stares at Lancer silently. I understand how she feels. Lancer's back looked as if he was telling us that he'll join us.
参った。シローとリンはどんな魔術を使って彼を味方に引き入れたのです？
Saber's voice sounds more shocked than amazed, but unfortunately, I don't have the energy to answer, and my wounds are starting to hurt again. No, first of all, I'm the one who wants to ask that question. I have a feeling it's more Tosaka than anything. But Chiro also proved his worth when he pretty much told Lancer off, so that earned his respect too. And I recall his dream. The memory of the man who was set up as a hero. The story of a knight whose end came to a place that I can't reach. That hill is his world. The desolate wasteland that the man obtained by fighting for others. Apparently, he died smiling in satisfaction, holding on to this view.
バカじゃないの、本気で。
Yes, that just makes me seriously mad. He tried his best, worked hard even though he was an ordinary person, and finally obtained a miracle with his own blood. Then it would be a lie if he doesn't become happy. If he made many people happy, then he had to become happier than all those people combined. But he did not receive such a reward. The only thing he was given was the fate to be used as a guardian after his death. That's right. Why didn't I realize that? Guardians are summoned into every age. Doesn't that mean that they are summoned from every age? In other words, from the present and the past. And heroic spirits can be summoned from the future we have not yet seen. For guardians who are pushed into a position off the axis of time, the concept of time does not exist. At the point that they became a heroic spirit, they sublimate into something other than what they used to be when they were human. Then, it is possible for a guardian to be summoned into a place and age they lived in when they were alive. It's vexing when I think about it. It's because neither of them gets salvation. The one that watches his past self, or the one that watches his eventual self, they will only hurt by how they changed. I already know the end of this big idiot who tried to be a help of others. He became a guardian by choice. He thought that it was more than he could ask for if he could save people even after he died. He did not have the power to save people when he was alive, but he believed that he could break through any tragedy as a heroic spirit. Thinking so, he made a contract with the world to give his body after death and saved hundreds of lives. He believed he would be able to save tens of thousands of people and more after that. But he was betrayed by such hope. Places where heroic spirits and guardians appear are only hell. They only appear when the world is about to be destroyed by people. Humans are beings that perish by their own doings. That's why the process of destruction should always be the same. He was only summoned to those hells. In the land where the ones he wanted to save were already dead. He killed even more people. The boy who said he didn't want to see anyone cry could only see humans crying forever. There's only one thing I can say. He has been betrayed by many things the whole time. And in the very end, he was even betrayed by the only thing he believed in, his ideal. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons. Yet, those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. That was the only spell he was given. What is that? It makes me so mad that I want to beat his chest and scold him. I, Rin Tosaka, have never had any hardships in my life, so I might not have the right to say it. But I believe in working hard and going through pain. It's wrong not to be rewarded for your battles. That's why I'm angry at his unrewarded life, and most of all, I can't leave him, who ended up cursing his life be. As long as you're my servant, I won't do anything other than what I believe in. I'm not as naive as Shiro Emiya, but there are still things that I cannot give up. No matter who it is, I don't have the intention of giving up. That's right. That's why I swore that, as long as I'm his master, I'll believe in my path like he used to do. That's about all I can show to him. That's about the only way I can repay him. That might have been meaningless, but at least I do it so that Archer, who lost sight of his own past, could realize that his life was something he can be proud of. The first thing I notice when I wake up from my slumber are the sensations in my limbs. They hurt and I can't move them.
縛られてる。
Plus, I'm sitting in a chair and seem to be sleeping in an unnatural position. I don't want to admit it, but I'm in the worst possible situation. To be honest, I can't do anything. My hands are behind the chair and restrained by something like handcuffs. My ankles are the same and I can't stand from my chair. On top of that, my handcuffs and shackles are magecraft resistant, and my magic circuit is so messed up that I can't even create magical energy. Now that I've confirmed my situation, I check my surroundings. It's cold. The room made of stone has no heater, and it is an abandoned place that hasn't been used for a while. It's dark outside the windows. From the looks of it, it's probably past 10 p.m. or so.
で、どういうつもりよ、アーチャー。
I glare into the darkness. The shadow of the pillar. The knight in red is sitting on a pile of rubble.
どうもこうもない。お前はエミやシロを釣る餌だ。それは自分でも分かっているだろう。
私がいなくたってシローなら勝手に来るわよ。そんなことあなたならわかるでしょうに。
そうだな。だがそこにお前がいては都合が悪い。ことが済むまで目障りな邪魔者にはここでおとなしくしていてもらう。
Archer states without appearing in front of me. There's no sign of previous intimacy. He is really a calm assassin now.
そうどうあってもシローを殺すっていうのね、あなた。
ああ、あのような甘い男は今のうちに消えた方がいい。
He replies as if it's only natural. The only thing I can see from here is his shadowed side profile. His expression is cold, as if he's wearing a mask. That makes me seriously infuriated.
シローが甘いってことは言われなくても分かってるけど。
I take a breath. It'll end if I say this. Archer will never come back to me if I say that. I take a breath and stare at the man in the shadows.
それでも私はあいつの甘いところが愛しいって思う。あいつはああでなくちゃいけないって、ああいうやつがいてもいいんだって救われてる。けどあんたはどうなの？
That must be both flattering and weird for him to hear.
そこまでやっておいて身勝手な理想論を振りかざすのは間違ってるって思ったわけ？何度も何度も他人のために戦って何度も何度も裏切られて何度も何度もつまらない後始末をさせられてそれで人間ってものに愛想が尽きたっていうの？あっちゃん
I get even more angry as I speak and I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. Archer doesn't answer. His side profile consumed in the shadows is no longer the side profile that I know. When I heard that from the man I believed could save everyone, all I felt was repulsion.
いいかいシロ、正義の味方に救えるのは味方をした人間だけだ。
I didn't like those words either. I didn't want the person who I thought was the hero of justice himself to say such realistic things. Since that time, my life has just been trying to overturn those words. There's no need for sacrifices. Nobody will be hurt if you work hard and do your best. My old man must have always admired that as well. So,
ああ、安心した。
I can't look away from his final moment. Tosaka said that such a life is distorted. I know. I realized that a long time ago. There is no such world where nobody gets hurt. And there's no happiness where nobody gets hurt. Such a convenient utopia does not exist anywhere in this world. The hero of justice that I'm trying to become is just hypocrisy.
人助けの果てには何もない。
So, I know that without having to be told.
他人も自分も救えない偽りのような人生だ。
Yeah. Even if that's true, I won't let you say it. I don't care if anyone other than him denies it, but I won't let him say it. The same things. We have the same beginnings, and even if I were to turn out like that, no, that's why I have to deny him, so that he doesn't approve of the former Shiro Emiya. As long as I'm here, I won't approve of him. Even if this dream is distorted, If I believed in his and decide that I will keep on believing in it, then I